CTV Calgary. Local breaking news.
Good afternoon. Teachers who have been ordered back to work have said get ready for their next move, and today we'll learn more about it. The Alberta Teachers Association will reveal its plan to legally challenge Bill 2. The bill imposed a collective agreement on teachers, prohibits further strikes, and laid out financial penalties for non-compliance. The province also invoked the notwithstanding clause to do so, saying the 3-week strike was hurting students. The ATA calls it an abuse of power. The Premier says she's concerned about how the province's recall legislation is being used.
I don't believe that the recall petitions have been entered to in good faith. That being said, Mr. Speaker, there is no legislation on the table at the moment to make any changes. So the members are going to wait and see if any of these petitions end up getting the number of signatures, and then we'll deal with it at that time.
Danielle Smith says recall legislation shouldn't be used to topple a government. That's what elections are for. 2 recall petitions have been given the green light so far. One targets the Education Minister, Dimitrios Nikolaidis. The other is for Airdrie MLA Angela Pitt. Applicants have 3 months to collect the required signatures. A new study released this morning found many of Alberta's frontline health workers feel they don't have the means to keep up with opioid emergencies. The study, conducted by the Parkland Institute, surveyed paramedics, nurses, and doctors. Health professionals reported burnout, stress, and safety concerns because of drug use among patients. The study's author says more harm reduction resources and better workplace supports are urgently needed.
With the closure of lots of supervised consumption sites and other community-based harm reduction services, people have not stopped needing care. What it's done is divert them to the emergency department and to our hospital system.
In a statement to CTV News, the province pointed to its Alberta recovery model, saying it strongly condemns actions that make anyone feel unsafe at work and aims to reduce drug use and save lives. ChatGPT can no longer be used to get medical or legal advice. Parent company OpenAI says the chatbot can no longer be used for tailored advice that requires a license. A study led by researchers at the University of Waterloo found the bot only got 31% of open-ended medical questions entirely correct. Charges have been dropped for an Alberta horse trainer that was accused of animal theft. Katrina Doiron was arrested and charged back in August for allegedly stealing the horse. The Ponoka woman maintained all along she was holding on to the horse because its owner hadn't paid thousands of dollars in bills. She said she covered costs for vet care and food for the horse and was never paid. The charge was withdrawn on Wednesday, and the issue is now a civil matter. The Calgary Fire Department is celebrating the success of its 4-legged inspector. Titus is a 2-year-old American field Labrador. He's been trained to detect liquids used to start or accelerate fires. Titus has been on the job since March and has been used in 33 fire investigations. He is the 5th fire investigations dog the department has had since 1991. Dozens of Calgarians gathered last night to call on the provincial government to step up environmental protections. The Coalition for Responsible Energy wants the Alberta government to take proper action to address growing costs of abandoned oil and gas wells. The group says a proposed plan could see industry let off the hook or paying for the cleanup of thousands of abandoned wells. They also oppose the province's pitch to replace the coal moratorium in the Rockies.
The cleanup cost issue, we want to show people that it's ridiculous that the government is saying that essentially they don't have money to fund teachers or education. You know, teachers were just forced back to work, but they are proposing to essentially make taxpayers foot the bill for oil and gas companies' cleanup costs.
Last night's event was organized by the Coalition for Responsible Energy, but also included speakers from other environmental and landowner rights groups. A very special night at the Saddle Dome as Nasim Kadri played his 1,000th NHL game and his daughter Nayla read the starting lineup.
Mac and cheese, number 52. Wolf, 32. And 91, Kadri.
That adorable opening seemed to work for the Flames as they notched a 5-1 victory over the Columbus Blue Jackets. And the 35-year-old Kadri scored a goal. Thanks for joining us. We'll have more on the top stories coming up on CTV News at 5 and 6 or anytime online at ctvnews.ca/Calgary.